Hey guys, I hope everybody is having a fantastic day, whether you're watching this in the morning, in the afternoon, or in the evening. Today I wanted to talk about 5 of my favorite titanium knives that I feel like are a good value. I didn't call them budget. They're not budget knives, but again, they're good values, good materials. In no particular order, I am going to start with the original Asher Tie Nomad, or excuse me, Spiro. This is Asher's first full titanium knife that was released early last year. It is a drop point blade. It is S35VN in my particular flavor here. It is a medium-sized knife, or smedium, as Miss Christine at Women Carry Knives would call it. Fits my hand just fine, but by no means a large knife. Really comfortable EDC knife. And guys, this knife has fantastic action as I fail it with my attempt at a middle finger flick. But it's drop shutty, it's a liner lock. That is the Asher Spiro. These knives, guys, are all going to be around the same size. We'll do a size comparison just to get us started here. They're going to be bug out sized, real close. They're going to be smaller than the PM2. But that is the first titanium Asher. I'm going to let the tipstress out. Sorry about that, guys. So again, that is the Asher Spiro titanium. Fantastic knife. I carry it quite a bit. It's got a really good pocket clip. Nice frame lock design, just a winner. And this guy was $95 before the Lefty 10 discount. Put in my Lefty 10 discount. I don't do math in my head, that's what I say. Next up, one of my favorite knives, which is also now a titanium only knife, is the Ferrum Forge Stinger. Ferrum Forge Stinger is again a medium-sized knife. I've had the original version. They used to be really hard to come by. I was lucky enough to get one, a G10 version. I had to get the tan because it was all that was available, but I was happy to have it because it's a knife that I'd kind of quested after since I got back into the knife game, which was a couple of years ago when I started collecting again. But the Ferrum Forge designs, and the Stinger in particular, is fantastic in terms of hand ergos and carrying profile. You can see that I get a perfect four-finger grip, fits my hand perfectly, has a choil that is dynamite, one of the best that I know of. It's a very thin knife. It's got really good action. Flipper deployment. Also has a fuller that you can get in there and get. Interesting side note. Again, this is a fantastic valued knife. I want to say it was right around $175 when I picked it up. But I like, they're both Nitro V, so it's a Nitro V blade, titanium handle. The original Stinger's a Nitro V blade. And I actually like the liner lock a little bit better than the frame lock because every now and then, if you put too much pressure on the lock bar, it makes it hard to flick. Remember that game? So you don't have to deal with that with the liner lock G10 version, but the all tie is just, I mean, it's a fantastic knife, fantastic clip. Again, not to beat a dead horse, we'll compare it to the bug out. About bug out size. All right, still in no particular order, a super unique knife, the Qvist Blade Works PE2 variant. And guys, this thing started out as a JG10 gift that was sent to me by our brother from another mother, Sobeck's scooter. So Sobek sent this over to me to check out, and ended up letting me keep it, and I'm super thankful. It is 14C. It was, again, JG10. Jacob came out with the scale options and the titanium scales, and I want to say when these scales hit the market and I got them, they were right around $65. The knife retails for right around $69, so I don't do math in my head, but I'm thinking it's around $135, $140. The action on it is fantastic. Even though it's an odd looking little knife with a neat little kind of worn sheepsy footy cliffy blade, it's very comfortable. It's very comfortable. I've used it to process a lot of cardboard. That little notch, which is where you get the lock bar and where that blade hole rests, does not get in the way or cause any discomfort on long cuts. And the clip is very small, very low profile, but goes in and out of pocket fantastically well. The Qvist PE variant version 1, I guess I should say, because this one is the version 1. The only real difference is it doesn't have the front flipper here. They may have changed the blade steel, but again, this one's 14C. I added the titanium scales. I love it. We'll do it quick just to make sure the size is around the same. Ooh, smaller than the bug out. So I will break out the Civivi Baby Banter, and that way you guys can get a realistic idea of the size of the Qvist variant PE. Fantastic titanium knife, fantastic value. I really dig it. So number 2 and number 1 in no particular order are very similar in design, in some retrospect, or some aspects. In retrospect, I should have said aspect. But in some aspects, they're similar. This is the Artisan Cutlery small Arion tie, which was a White Mountain Knives exclusive. It is a thumb hole only deployment, so you've got to be able to get in there and flick it either with your thumb or with your finger. But that's the same way that the Arion full size and the Arion mini were designed. This one does have a tie clip, really nice tie clip. It is an S35 VN. I've always loved this shape of this knife. I love the full size. I had the micarta version. I love the tie version. I mean, it's just a great knife. This one was probably, when I got it, I want to say it was $199 from White Mountain Knives. Since I've seen them on White Mountain Knives for, I think, $129, $130 when they're available. But again, the Artisan Cutlery Small Orion is one of my top value, even though when I bought it, it was on the higher end of value, titanium knives. And let's compare it to the bug out. It's going to also be a little smaller than the bug out. It's probably going to be right in there, the same size as the Qvist. But there it is compared to the Civivi Baby Banter and the bug out, so you can get a good idea of size. So Artisan Cutlery Titanium Arion, or Arion, I should say. And now, finally, we come to the Asher Knives tie Spiro with the blade hole. So I showed y'all earlier the first tie knife that Asher Knives made. This is the most recent full tie knife that Asher Knives makes. It is fantastic, guys. I think now it's coming in M390. My particular flavor is an S35 VN. I really had to do a lot of emailing, a lot of DMing to get this knife, and it was worth every bit of effort because I love this knife. I said these tie knives are in no particular order, which they're not, because they're all similar yet different. But in terms of which one gets the most pocket time, which one I feel is the best overall value, and which one is my favorite, it would be this Asher Spiro tie. I don't know if I said Nomad earlier. If I did, I meant Spiro tie. So this knife, Kevin Lefty EDC did a kind of a comparison between this and the Oz Roosevelt. God, I've done a mental blank. But anyway, the little Oz Roosevelt knife, and basically said this knife, and he had both in hand, were similar. That was not a fail on the detent. That was a total fail on my flick. But this knife makes me feel like it should have cost a lot more money. This knife is comfortable in the hand. I have great access to the lock bar. It's drop shutty. It can't be failed, even though I failed it earlier, because it is so snappy, regardless of the pressure that I put on that lock bar. Has a fantastic deep carry clip, in and out of pocket very easily. It is a flat grind that comes down to a very, very slicey edge. I put a fresh edge on this knife, and it is just slicey. As a matter of fact, I don't think we've done that yet in this video. Let's slice a little of our coupon book. If you listen, you hear very little resistance as it cuts through that coupon book. Slicey little knife. Just fantastic. I mean, I really like it. And the Oz Roosevelt that I went brain dead on is the Rosie. So I think Lefty called this the poor man's Rosie. I wouldn't go that far, and I wouldn't call anybody poor either. But it's got a fantastic sharpening choil. It has got an absolutely, not that Lefty did, Lefty didn't. I'm just kind of going off on a ramble there. But I do think it's very Rosie shaped. It is a neutral knife. It is, I just can't say enough good things about this knife. It's thin. It's got jimping where you need jimping. It's not overly jimped. It's got thin blade stock. You can get the hole up towards the top of the blade as I fail it again. But your finger just naturally comes to the center of the hole or the bottom of the hole. But let's see how this guy compares in size to the bug out. Bug out size. So guys, those are my, what I would call top 5 value titanium knives. Let's see if I can get all these in frame. Probably not, but we can get them close. All right, guys. I appreciate you stopping by. 14C, S35VN, S35VN, VG10, S35VN, titanium all the way around. All the clips are fantastic. They're very similar size knives. They're all very slicey knives. Most importantly about any of this is please look out for the guy or gal to your left. Please look out to the guy or gal to your right. Please look out for each other. Move forward with love. Throw a smile out there. Make somebody's day. Kind of restrain from getting in an argument with somebody. If you're tempted, use debate instead of hate. Guys, I love you all. I appreciate the time you spend with my little channel. I appreciate the subscribers. I appreciate the people that just stop by and watch. I love you all. Peace.